99.3 Nigeria Info, 9 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour. Welcoming you to Hard Facts, the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. And we are broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Maryann Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. It's Protest D-Day. We've spoken about this protest day for so many days. And finally, it's here. Well, we're bringing you updates. I'm sure that you've been listening to the updates from the Morning Crossfire to Daily Digest, and then of course the WhatsApp Lagos, and now Sunnyside. Well, on Hard Facts, I have joining me from the protest in Ojota. I'm hoping that they're still there. I'm talking about Ayo. Ayo is actually one of the protest leaders for the End Bad Governance protest, and he's joining us via telephone. Ayo, good afternoon. Are you still in Ojota?
Yes, the people are still there. I just have to look for a quiet place so that I can speak with you.
Perfect. What's the turnout been like? What's the turnout been like all day?
No. I was on the flyer that the protest will start by 8 and end by 6.
Mm-hmm.
So the people are still there, but there was a congress while the protest was on of the time to end, and that time has been chosen by the people. And I think it's a little bit before 6. But I don't want to give any specific answer here now, because I'm away from the ground so that we don't confuse what is going on there. But the people are still there and they are still protesting peacefully.
So I was asking what the turnout, the number of people that have showed up, because at first many people thought that this protest was not going to hold. A few other people might be looking at the body language of those who are out there to be sure if it's safe for them to come out. So what's the turnout been like?
All right. In every normal protest, you know that since last week, the government has been doing a lot of mobilization tactics through a lot of things, online, offline, and all. You know, so the turnout in the morning was not as expected, definitely. But some of us still have to show that courage and show that leadership, and we were on the street. In the morning, probably we were probably 100 and 150. But as of now, as I'm speaking to you, there are over 1,000 people on the street of Lagos already protesting on this issue.
Lovely. What exactly are your demands? Because many people have continuously asked the question, what are the demands of these people who are asking for an end of bad governance? Number one. Secondly, there are those who are saying there's no leadership to this protest, so they don't even know exactly what direction this protest is going. No one is addressing the crowd. No one is talking to the people. How are we supposed to take this protest seriously?
So that's definitely not true. Before I left the ground now, so that I can have a quiet environment to speak, a lot of people have been addressing the crowd. Sonia Aluji, national coordinator of Take Back Movement, has addressed the crowd. Azan Soweto, the national coordinator of ERC, has also done that, and the host of others. So they are not going to expect that everybody will be speaking at the same time. But the progress has direction, and the leadership has been shown since the engagement online and offline, since the engagement with the police, on the need for Nigerians to have a peaceful protest without any police disruption. So anybody that is looking for, I don't know what the leadership they are looking for. Are they looking for paparazzi? Are they looking for someone that probably will be blowing money, or probably someone that will be doing, will be sharing people to tweet? No, that's not leadership we are talking about. Leadership we are looking for is leadership of clear direction, clear ideology, and clear demand, and that is clear in this protest.
With what has happened today, because this process, according to some of your leaders, is supposed to run from today till the 10th of August.
Oh, yes.
Is there any suggestion that this might pick up momentum tomorrow with what's happened today? So far, I mean, it's been peaceful. We've not been able to record any form of violence in Lagos, at least.
Oh yes, it has been peaceful, primarily also because the people leading have showed commitment and showed organization. And that's why it's peaceful. Like I said, when we started in the morning at Pejanda Bridge, the crowd was as massive as what we have at Ojota now. So immediately we got more people turn up, showing the fact that there's a need for them to speak out. You know, people have to come out and give them courage. So the protest continues tomorrow. They have deliberated on issues. They have deliberated on plans for tomorrow. They have deliberated on things to do with the Congress, because we don't want to lead the people astray. We don't want to talk over the head of the people. We want to lead them and speak through their voices. So even though everybody cannot be on the media, everybody cannot be on the face of the crowd, but you should speak through the people. And that's what we have been doing.
I want to ask something that's of concern to me. I know that the circular that the government put out, especially the court judgment, had stopped certain people from gathering in certain places. But then it's very conspicuous that there's not necessarily any form of protest on the island. Can you explain to us why that is?
So I'm still going to make inquiries so that I will not speak out of context. The information I got while I was on Jota was that some people protested at the highland, but probably they dispersed them or so. But it's not a concrete information. I have not been able to lay hold of my phone because I've been very busy. So when we get that concrete information, we know how to react to it. But we insist and we say, protest is a fundamental right. People can protest anywhere they want to protest. It's the duty of the government to protect them. We did not follow or agree with that the crook injunction that was gotten by the Attorney General in Lagos, saying, "Oh, we're going to restrict these people, restrict that people." No, you said you took some people to court. You never served them. You didn't let them know. All of the foreigners, they all saw it in the paper that they were taken to court, and they are restricted to 2 locations. No. We don't follow that procedure. We started the protest from Ikeja under bridge. The reason why we marched your daughter is because that is what the people wanted. They should have that in mind. You can't be restricting people. Let people protest in the morning. I heard that they arrested some people at Badagry. One of our lawyers is on it, but I'll still get update after now. Don't arrest people from protesting. You are only causing more problems for the government. People can come outside their house and say, "I'm tired, I'm hungry." It's a protest. People can come outside their estate and say, "I'm tired and hungry." It is a protest. Anywhere people are and they are protesting, it is their right and the duty of the government to protect them. If you are claiming that probably hoodlums will come out, when hoodlums come out, police catch those hoodlums. If you catch hoodlums and you have evidence that they are hoodlums, none of us will come here and be saying, "Leave them alone." We want to clear hoodlums of our society. But we say that the economic problem is even what are causing hoodlums. So when you solve the economic problem, when you solve the challenge of hunger and starvation, naturally, people will reduce. Nobody wants to be begging on the street. Nobody wants to be seen as a puppet. Everybody is comfortable under his abode. So that is what we are telling the government. So they should not think we are supporting or abiding by their kangaroo court injunctions, which is unlawful and does not follow the constitution of the country.
The local government chairman for Amor Dofin, warned that protesters should not gather around or in that area in Amor Dofin. Have you gotten any information about, if there are protesters in and around Amor Dofin?
Yes, I have not gotten any information. After today, the leaders are still going to meet, evaluate what has happened today and see how to react to all before we come out tomorrow again. But we say to the local government chairman that he has failed in his duty. You are the closest to the people. It is your duty to take care of people and make sure they are fine. Some of them have been sleeping. Some of the local government, local government chairman, they don't live in their local government. But all of a sudden, there's a protest against the government that you have or the party that you support. You feel it's now the time for you to start threatening people. It's wrong. But when it's time for election, they will say, "Come out, come out, come out. Come and get bag of rice." Some people were lining up for 2 cups of rice after yesterday. There was stampede. I even had some people die. I'm still going to find out. Wow. So now, because of people want to protest, you are inducing, you are sharing bag of rice, you are telling them not to come out, whether they like it or not. Even without some of us organizing, when Nigerians cannot bear this hunger anymore, they will come out. What we are telling them is to be careful. We come out peacefully. We come out with ideology. We come out with demands. Some of the people might not even come out with free demands. They will just go berserker into the street and be ready to die. And that's not what we want. We want a clear, peaceful and a clear solution to the problem of Nigeria. Was that not why Tinubu contested? Was that not why they went distressed all through the campaign? Was that not the reason why they said they want to be president? So do these things so that Nigerians can be in their home and have peace. It's not all Nigerians that want to be Dangote or not. They do not care about so much riches. They just want to be comfortable in their own person, in their own life. How many years do we have to live that we have to use all our years to be demanding for a better society in our own country? So all the million people, all Nigerians are not going to leave this country. People want to be in their fatherland and enjoy the best from their fatherland. So that's why we are out. Okay. So shame on the local government chairman in my mode of or any local government chairman that have done that.
All right, Ayo, thank you so much for speaking with us. But I just want to ask you one last question, then I let you go. What is your own personal conviction for coming out? Because again, like I started, many people didn't think that this was going to happen. In fact, for some other people, it was fear. They stayed indoors. What is that thing that's your conviction that's continuously kept you out there, even when you didn't see many people come out in support of the protest? What kept you going?
Well, I will tell people, some of us have been protesting in this country. I personally have been protesting in this country for over 13 years. I've been a bit popular for the last 5 or 6 years. I'm telling you, I don't want to protest all my life. I don't want to be 50 and still be saying we no go agree. I have the brains, I have the means, I have the strength to solve the problem of Nigeria now. Let me solve the problem of Nigeria so that my other generations can have peace and tranquility in their country. This is not the time for us to sit. I don't want to be 90 years old and bad people will now be leading me to be celebrating one kind of celebration 50 clubs of 90. So that's why some of us, no matter the threat, see, we are protesting Air Force, under military, Navy, Army, they have gathered, we still protesting. We still come out, even when we are 20, 50, we come out. If you want to arrest us. So that is the conviction that we hold. But we are now also transferring that conviction to Nigeria that this is your country. The moment they tell you cannot come out, assemble peacefully in your country, then there's no longer democracy. In fact, we are the ones saving him to maintain the so-called democracy that they are claiming that they are in. Because if you are claiming to have a democratic setting and you are having a democratic government and you are telling people they cannot demand for their rights, they cannot assemble in peace, they cannot say they are hungry when they are hungry, then it's no longer democracy. It's a civilian in a military regime kind of a government. And enough is enough. How will we continue to, after 60 years, what we have been protesting for since 20 years, we are still protesting for it today. We talk about society in Jonathan's time. Yeah, we are still talking about it. So that convention that this is the time to fight is what is pushing us out there. That also the time is short for everybody. Are we going to continue to, am I going to be 50 and be protesting 60, 70, 80? No, I don't want to be doing that at that age. I want to sit down and be looking at my children and say, yes, it's a better society. That's why we are out, because time is short for everybody.
Ayo is one of the leaders of the End Bad Governance protest for day one. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Ayo. We'll keep in touch with you as the days continue to unfold.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, Lagos, this is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info FM. Post your comments. If you are out there on the streets or you actually participated in the protest one way or the other, whether you're protesting on your street, you're protesting on your balcony, you're protesting on social media. Tell us where you are, what you're doing, or what you think about everything that's been unfolding today. We're also on Skype. If you are listening to us from outside of the country, you'd like to join the conversation via Skype. We're Nigeria Info FM on Skype. Be part of the conversation. On WhatsApp, it's 08095975805. And the phone lines are also open, 0201-277-0993. For the ladies, 0201-465-7190. Most importantly, I want to talk about what's been happening in Kano. But before we go to Kano, someone sent me a video of people being threatened in Ikorodu yesterday, that if they did come out to protest, that they would die. I'm going to play. I'd like to put it out there that I do not know the authenticity of this video, and also most of the things that are being said are said in Yoruba. So please take a listen closely. And for those of you who can watch, I'm going to put out the video on our live feed so you can take a look at it. And I'll also post it on my Instagram handle, on my story, MIMIEYO, so you can go both ways to look at that video. And then, of course, we'll go to Kano. Hopefully, we'll be able to call our colleagues and reporters in Kano who had their cars vandalized, of course, because Kano's protest became very, very crazy and bloody. Unfortunately, they're destroying properties. And for me, it's surprising because the story was that most of the people who were pulling out of this protest were from the north. The northern youths were the very first set of people who said, we're not going to be part of this, protest. And for me, I had, thought that nothing would happen in the north, but I hear Bauchi is on fire. I'm using the word on fire loosely here. I hear that Kano also is having its fair share. Borno also. We're seeing videos and pictures from that part of the country. And sincerely, it shocks me to see that the people that we least expected to be the ones protesting are actually the ones who are protesting today. And we, the Southerners, who had been getting all kinds of pressure and reaction from government, are the ones who are not necessarily protesting. But here's that video clip. Take a listen. And for those of you who want to watch, go on my Instagram, MIMIEYO, or better still, if you're watching our live feed, Nigeria Info FM on YouTube and Facebook, closely listen. If you understand Yoruba, you probably understand a bit of it.
Protest. If you protest, you will push. You will push. That is the statement. Protest, you will push. That is it. Oh, sha. If you protest, you will push. Then, protest. That's not. Oh, no.
So that's a video saying if you protest, you will cool. And for those of you who know what means, I said in English also, if you would die. I'd like to hear from the people in Ikorodu. Did people go out to protest? Has anyone been reportedly killed, or has anybody fallen and died? Because, I mean, if you watch this video, we're going to play it again and again on our live feed, so you can watch it on YouTube and on Facebook. The men are all dressed in white. 99.3. More like, they're for me, in my place, this will be people who are worshipping the water spirit, the traditional guys. But let's go on a break. We'll be back.
The National Debate Tournament kicks off on the 12th of August 2024, and it is going to be epic. Witness the thrill of high-stake arguments, insightful rhetoric, and unbeatable wit. The sharpest minds from Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt will clash for the prestigious title of National Debate Champion. Who will rise to the top and claim the ultimate crown? Well, tune in to 99.3 Nigeria Info Lagos, 95.1 Nigeria Info Abuja, and 92.3 Nigeria Info Port Harcourt, Monday through Thursday, 4 o'clock, and experience the power of persuasive debate like never before. I beg to differ. The Tournament of Champions.
.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Still on the protest is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we are live in our studios looking at the protest from every part of the country. And there are parts of the country where the protest didn't necessarily happen. I haven't heard anything from Oyo State so far. I've not heard from Ekiti State. I've not necessarily heard anything from Cross River. But I have seen some protesters in River State. Zamfara seems to be very quiet, because I did speak to the special advisor to the governor on media, and he said no protests yet, that they're still watching to see if people will come out. But then no protests so far from those states, and I've not heard if there's any protest in Katsina. I'm still keeping my ears to the ground. I don't know about Delta and Edo states. Is there any protest whatsoever in those states? And if you're listening to us from any of those places, would like to know. Send us pictures, videos, if you're out on the streets in whatever state you're in protesting. I heard that Nigerians in diaspora were already protesting, but I do not know. I haven't seen pictures. I haven't seen videos. And if you're listening to us from the diaspora, let's talk about it. But I'm going to play that video once again. Someone sent it to me from Ikorodu, that this is what the people in Ikorodu were told, that if they did protest, they might die. But take a listen. And for those of you who cannot watch our live stream, go on my Instagram, MIMIEYO. It's on my story. Click on it and you can watch it.
If you protest, you will push. You will push. That is the statement. Protest, you will push. That is it. Oh, sha. If you protest, you will push. Then, protest. That's not. Oh, no.
If you protest, you would die, and you die for nothing, says the guy in the white and blue outfit. Igordo people, anyone fallen and died because they went out to protest? Are you all protesting or not? And for those who are counter-protesting too, I'd like to hear from you. What's the situation? Have you been able to convince people not to protest? Have you been able to win people to your side? Well, we're talking 0201 277 0993 for the men. For the women, 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation via Skype if you are listening from outside of the country. We're Nigeria Info FM on Skype. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, my goodness. Do call me back. Your line is a bit dodgy, and I think it's where you are. Just move to a better place, okay? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
This is Stanley from.
Stanley, go ahead.
Please. No, for they come.
Hello?
Hello?
Say that again.
For Lekki here, they come. That's the problem.
I can't hear you. I know the lines are dodgy today. In Lekki, what happened?
I said, where they come.
Everywhere is calm. Exactly. I know this, and that's why I'm saying, are there no hungry people in Lekki, or everybody in Lekki is just good? We're good. No need to protest.
There's hungry people in Lekki.
I didn't even see a counter protest, even in Lekki. I mean, the ones who are protesting against the protest, I didn't even see them in this part of town. So what does that mean?
Yes, it's true, but normally it's because of the security and the people up.
But do you have to go to the toll gate to protest? That's my question. And this is for both sides of the protest. Must it be at the toll gate? Must it?
No, it's not more. But I want the line, they deploy everywhere with healers, everywhere. And so most of the people are afraid.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling. Your line has been a bit problematic, but I think I got the gist of the matter. Hello.
Good evening, Maryann.
Good afternoon. It's still afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's Manuel. I'm calling you from Ekpe.
Emmanuel. Ekpe people, what's happening?
So far, there's been no protest I've seen.
Okay.
And I don't want to come out for personal reasons to me. Because
of course, you could or could not. I mean, nobody's going to judge you whether you want to protest or not. Of course, it's your prerogative.
One of the reasons is my ideology is different from the ideology of most of the protesters.
Which is also fine. That's fine.
Yeah, because if somebody, if I have maybe 900,000 Nigerians who share the same ideology with me, I will eat the street, because what we need is beyond just food on the table. About 80% of the people protesting today, if they have the food in the immediate, they will probably go back to their house. But what we need is a long-term solution. Food not just on the table today, but food.
And do you think that the government, because the government is saying that they're doing everything in their power, that you're not going to get it immediately? So of course, is that not long-term enough for you?
The honest fact is that the government is not doing anything.
Wow.
That suggests that in the next that next year won't be worse than this year, and then the next 2 years will be worse than next year. It's just giving palliative, and that is the most dangerous thing the government is doing, because they are going to come to the realization, that the palliative should not be given, to the people, but rather you make the people have the capacity to feed themselves. You are feeding our children in school, in the name of a school feeding program, because you've taken the power to feed the children away from their parents, and today you want to also feed their parents, because you are completely taking the power away from them, by not making them meet up to their responsibility. So what we really need is honestic approach, to our problem, not this issue of fire brigade approach. However, for the people protesting today, I will not want them to make their fellow Nigerians suffer, their fellow poor people suffer, by making the protest go south. So the leaders of the protest should try as much as possible, to organize themselves, and then separate the wheat from the chaff. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling, Emmanuel. I appreciate it. I just got a video from Adeshewa, who sent me a video thanking Mrs. Oboli and Ayo. So obviously this video is from the protests in and around Ojota. I'm going to put it up for you soon on our live feed. So, Mrs. Oboli, are you not afraid that you are going to drop dead after they told you that if you protest, you will coup? I'm guessing that she obviously is not listening to the radio because she's out on the streets. And I think I did hear Stretch make fun of her, saying that she probably said to her husband, I'm going to buy something, and she didn't show up again. But I want to know what's happening in Ikorodu because of that video. Has this one way or the other kept the people of Ikorodu indoors? And even the counter protesters in Ikorodu, are they also indoors? I'd like to hear. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Auntie Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Uncle. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Emmanuel, I'm calling you from Chevron.
Go ahead.
I didn't go out, but I will go out tomorrow. I just wanted to see how the floor. Tomorrow, I will go out and protest. Those saying that those that are protest, those who want to come out from Ikorodu will die. Miss Oboli is from Ikorodu now. She went out and in fact she.
But I've not heard from her now. Do you know if she has could?
No, she called in Joy's program during the sunset. Yeah, she called and was giving reports. So she is safe. So what's happening? They should stop all these calls. It will even go back to them because, as far as I'm concerned, Nigerians are hungry.
Okay.
Yeah, Nigerians
all right.
are hungry.
Emmanuel, thank you very much for calling. It's still protest day 1. Don't forget, it's 10 days of protest. Some of them are calling it 10 days of rage. Some other people are saying, and bad governance. Some people are calling it a hunger protest. So, and people are calling it hardship protest. It's got many nomenclatures. And then, of course, many people have also queried, those who are in opposition to this protest are saying, okay, yeah, you protest, and then what? Okay, yeah, the last time you protested, things were vandalized, businesses were destroyed, like we're seeing in Kano. And so, which side of the divide are you on? And what do you think of day 1 of this protest? I will be talking to people who have actually actively protested in this country. I'll have them on the 5 o'clock hour. Also, I might be having the spokesperson for the National Assembly join us on the 5 o'clock hour, Philip Agbese, to talk about what the National Assembly's position is on this protest. But yes, we will be hearing from some protesters who are way older than us now, who are now handing over the baton to other people to, the young people to take, the reins. So they'll talk to us about the protest and in the places where they are, if they actually did participate or they're just sitting this one out. And I'm hoping that we can get our Kanu correspondent to tell us what exactly might have caused the protest to go south. In the meantime, let me play you that video from Adeshewa of protesters. And I guess she's also saying Mrs. Oboli was part of the protest. Here you go. What you can see is a sea of heads, actually. Just like Ayo told us, they started gathering momentum over time, and then more and more people showed up. This is an amateur video, obviously shot from somebody's telephone. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're still taking your thoughts. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon. Mercy, did you go out to protest?
Let me speak this thing with Yoruba, please.
No, you have to speak English. English, please.
No, Maryann, Emma, this is just a pay me. They are not Nigerians. We were in this country, we are not Nigeria. I mean, it's not the same market we go. Second son, I don't know. I think she's a work, I don't know. I mean, because I want Nigeria go now. I will come out.
It's okay. Take it easy.
We want something good. I know we go there for one time, make something spoil.
But it is their prerogative. They don't think that you should protest. So they themselves are saying they are protesting against protest. It's their right to now.
Now, what they call that? Now that children they call so. He's there for my area. What they carry and they come outside. Everywhere. Now they all children. No.
Okay.
If I want to come outside, I go come outside. Now because I don't get money, I get money. That just I will go meet them there.
Okay.
Maybe they don't come outside for Korodu.
All right.
I go to go meet them for that Ojota. Now because I don't get money, I go naked. If you guys say their head,
It's okay. It's okay. Don't heat up the policy. I understand how you feel, but you also have to understand that the way you feel might not be how the next person feels, and that depends on the economy of their pocket or the economy of who they know. Or maybe they also are afraid that maybe because they were victims of destructions of property and livelihoods, and so they're a bit apprehensive of this protest. But so far, thank goodness, in Lagos, the protests have been exceptionally peaceful. Okay, take it easy, lady. Hello. Apologies. Do call us back if that was you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Miriam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Peter Omonson.
Auntie me, how are you?
I'm good.
I called earlier. It went off. I came out. In fact, I told Kofi early in the morning that I'm going to go out.
Mm-hmm.
I came out in 1993. I've been coming out. So by the grace of God, when I got to Ikorodu, though I trekked from Bajulaye Road in Shomolu to a particular point, and luckily I saw one man in a bus, and I asked him, he carried me to Nikman. I came to Ikorodu Road, it was so dry. So Kofi told me to take some pictures of myself in my trekking trunk and send to them later. I've done that, but I've not sent them yet because I don't have data on my.
The connection today has been really, really dodgy, but yeah, you can send it whenever. Yeah, we still have 9 more days to go. Yes.
Are you hearing me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. So the point I'm making is that if I had been able to get to Ojota, because that was my aim, but unfortunately I got to Ikorodu, I didn't see any bus going to Ojota. I just took some pictures of the empty roads of Ikorodu Road, and I will send it later. See, the point for me is this. Nigerians have made their point, and Nigerians have made their demand, but it baffles me that Tinubu, that is the man that has benefited from the protests of 1993, is the one now keeping quiet, not talking to Nigerians. That time he talked, they went to US, they went to UK, protested. We stayed here in Nigeria, we protested, and the man we protested on his behalf, MKO Abiola, never lived to benefit from that protest. And Tinubu, that now has benefited from that protest, is the one now that cannot talk to the army, that cannot talk to the police, and said, don't leave Nigerians alone because I'm a beneficiary of protest. And they are keeping quiet. I have told Nigerian lawyers, please form a league this time around. Any Nigerian life that is lost, they should be able to report it to ICC, report it to UN, report it to AU.
All right, Peter. I've got to take other calls. Peter.
Saying that we are tired, we are hungry. They should listen
Thank
to
you
us.
for calling,
Thank
Peter.
you.
I appreciate it. Let me go to social media. On Facebook Live, we've got comment. Saturday, Amui says, criminals that are supposed to be in prison in Nigeria, unfortunately, are the ones leading the country today. All right, this one here is from Shuaibu Oloride, and he's responding to that video from Ikorodu saying that if you protest, you die. He says, and no one can escape death. Michael Smith here says, these men on white and blue outfits like nurses and doctors are using death as a threat because so many fear death. But death, he says, is inevitable. Stephen Ogbonna here says, this is so saddening. Obviously speaking about the video. He says, that Ikorodu video is ignorance and poverty speaking volumes. And he says, really sad. Egbekunle Boluatife says, this is abysmal. Well, we're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Go ahead and post your comments. We're also on Skype. I'd love for you to go ahead and call us via Skype. Skype is live right now. Go ahead and call us and be part of the conversation. Let me go to Facebook Live and read some of your messages that are coming in. Nelson Peter here says, end bad governance in Nigeria. Thank you, Nelson. Ebilade Ambo says, Mrs. Oboli should please call and confirm her whereabouts. Let's know that she has not cooed. All right, Charity Ogbonna here on Facebook Live says, there is no protest in my area in Ogun State. Everywhere is calm. Okay. Godson Idowu here says, what will government do with these illiterates and entities saying if you protest, you would die? This shows we don't have a government, and at both state and federal level. And he says the revolution is coming. All right, thank you for your messages. I'm going to go on WhatsApp now and read some of the messages coming in on your WhatsApp. This one says, Idowu Godson here is. What do you want me to do with this video, Idowu? Lucky Lola from Ojota today is saying Tinubu should just open his mouth and say subsidy is gone back and the protest will end. Honestly, things are too hard and government has to show that they care beyond palliatives. This is not the time for temporal palliatives. 10k is like 1k today because of inflation. Absolutely. The monies, our monies don't really have weight again. Have you gone to market with 10k? You will not come back with anything. Maybe one fish that is now 2.5. Dominic from OPIC says, good afternoon, Maryann. I'm at home rooting for my fellow Nigerians to chant our limits tolerated so far on bad governance and terrible, extreme, bad and slow. Okay, you're saying unfortunately network is extremely terrible, bad and slow. Okay. And he says all the same. Okay. I'm having some Skype calls. Let me go. Kainde Ario is calling us. Hello, Kainde. Where are you calling us from? Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm calling you from London.
Go ahead, Kainde. Are you protesting there with us? Are you doing solidarity? Or are you protesting for or against?
Well,
whichever one.
I'm in solidarity with the Nigerian people because we feel the heat with them here too, because when it affects them in Nigeria, it will also affect us here because we begin to get a lot of calls from family members and friends. For me, I want to say that it is a win for the Nigerian people, and it is a shame on the Nigerian government as far as I'm concerned.
How do you mean?
If a non-state actor can turn a whole Lagos state to a shell of itself, then the government should cover.
Hello. Oh my goodness, Kainde, are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, quickly in one sentence. I need to take another call.
All right. So what I'm trying to say is that a non-state actor brought down Lagos to what it is. No movement. Wow. Kudos to those guys. God bless them. Thank you.
Thank you, Kainde, for calling. Shamsuddin is calling us also via Skype. Hello, Shamsuddin.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from UK.
Go ahead.
Bradford. Yeah, thank you for your hard work. Yeah, regarding the Ikorodu, I'm from Ikorodu. And the video you played, I think you don't understand what they are saying properly there. They are not talking to the indigenous of Ikorodu. I know the indigenous of Ikorodu, we are not violent people, so we are very living, peace-going people. So what they are just saying is that they are just trying to protect the community from destruction because they know that most of the protests always end with destruction. So that's what.
So why didn't they say if you destroy things you die instead of saying if you protest you will die?
They need to scare some people. So that
why do they need to scare people? Why? Are they not hungry? Are they themselves not hungry?
Our community, everybody is hungry, and when you are in most of the states now, I think the southeast is not part of Nigeria. They too, they are there because I don't think there's any video or anybody from there. I don't have any correspondent from southeast. They are protesting.
No protest so far.
So are they not part of Nigeria? So why is it only southwest and the northeast? You can see what is happening in Kano. See what is happening in Kenya because everybody is just talking about Kenya. See what happened in Kenya. See the destruction. Because at the end of the day, these protests.
Why do you think that the southeast is singling itself out on this particular protest?
I know this thing is more political than the reality.
No. Why do you think? Let's not bring politics into it. Why do you think the southeast has singled itself out of this protest?
It's best known to them because they are always come on here shouting we want a bit power this and that. But now the protests are started. They are not part of it.
Okay, Shamsuddin, have you been following the news? Because before this protest started, they had said that they were not going to participate. Exactly. So did you hear that they said they were not going to participate in this protest?
They don't need to come out to say that we are not.
No. Did you hear it? No. Did you hear it, Shamsuddin? You're not answering my question. Did you hear it when they said they were not going to participate? It wasn't hidden. Did you hear them when they said it?
I didn't hear.
Okay, great. Well, I'm telling you that they said they were not going to participate, so that there's no surprise there.
So now, regarding the Ikorodu, so they are not just what they are just saying is just a mere talk.
Okay.
Because
all right.
Those are the traditional people, and if the traditional people want to scare you, they will just say, people are always scared of death.
Okay.
All
right.
So it's not something serious. So
all right, Samsudin, thank you very much for calling. I need to take other calls. All right. Thank you very much for calling. I mean, I understand if you want to scare people, but then this is a rights thing. They everybody has a right to protest, and when you scare people with death, I don't know. But then talking about the Southeast, I mean, there are people who would tell you that, look, these Southeasterners have been dragged, they've been given a bad name. In fact, at some point, Bayo Nanuga said that Peter Obi was a sponsor of this protest. I mean, all kinds of things have been said. And they were also, in quote, victims in the last election. And so they decided that, look, we've received the short end of the stick, and we're not going to be part of this protest, because if it goes south, they probably point to us and say we're the ones. And so really, can you blame them? I don't know. I'm not supporting anybody. I'm just saying, if they chose to stay away from it, can you really blame them? Let me read some more messages. I've got about 8 minutes on the clock. Someone here says, this one says, yes, to the story of Ikorodu threat and the warning is true. They also came out to our side in Alaji Street off Ladega, Ikorodu area, even at Sabo Market yesterday. My name is Maryann Okon. This one says, okay, I can't read this message. This one says, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Mustafa Abubakar from Yanishashi Badagry Road. I want our leaders of these days to have caring hearts for citizens, as the rulers of those days did. To ameliorate this, they mustn't take us like kids that are fooled with biscuits, as they are taking themselves as hypocrites. Okay. Someone says, why are there no protests in the southeast? I think I've had that conversation before. You just sent me this message, Charles. So again, they have their reasons. Someone says, I'm in Ojota protesting. My name is Samson from Ikorodu. Samson, so you have not could. Okay. This one says, I went to Ikorodu roundabout today and counted up to 5 armored vehicles, but I did not see any protesters. Ivanson Itaulu. Thank you, Ivanson. This one says, good afternoon. There's no single sign of protest in Apapa. It remains cool and calm, and the most of the residents are even playing football on the streets. Hungry, they cut them at all. After all, under the aegis of Nigeria Army, they here. Big name from Apapa. Thank you. He says, end bad governance. Mrs. Oboli is sending us pictures and videos from her protest. Don't worry, I'm going to pick up the female line, so that you can talk to me. Let me finish reading some messages. This one says, Maryann, can a hungry man be cursed or suffer from the effect of curses? Is the hunger not even a curse enough for the individual concerned and his country? Some persons seem to have simply lost their common sense due to inducement by those that they shamelessly speak for. The government should tread softly with these hungry protesters and find a way to handle the situation, addressing critical issues, while I advise protesters to remain law-abiding. This is Tony from Marine Beach. Well, the government has done that. The government has, almost every governor in the South has spoken. The governor of my state, the governor of Rivers, the governor of Lagos, all of them had come out to say, I come to you. They have all come to us as our leaders to beg us to not protest. And so, they have appealed to us. But then there are those who might not necessarily want to protest because the government has spoken to them. But there are those who are waiting for Mr. President to speak to the people. Shall they wait forever, or shall they continue to protest? These are the questions. Samuel is calling us via Skype. Hello, Samuel. Where are you calling us from?
Yeah. Hello, I'm calling from Belarus.
Go ahead.
Yeah, see, I've been following this protest this morning with a report from Mrs. Soboli. My own prayer for Mrs. Soboli is may God protect her wherever she is at this moment. And the last caller that called, I spoke about Ikorodu. I want to ask him if the government of the country he is are threatening him with the death threat, what will he do and what will be his reaction? That's what I want to know. Okay. In this Belarus I am here, number one, there's no Nigerian embassy here. And I'm very, very happy for it. Nobody is planning any protest in my country. Like, it was when you have an embassy in that country, you're able to go to embassy. Oh, we don't want this, we don't want that. You understand? But since there is no embassy, everybody is cool. Even when the Palestinian and Israel or Russia or this thing is happening, no protest in this country because of what happens to them in year 2020, the political protest that nearly checked the country all over. So let Nigeria, and they should allow people to protest peacefully. Right. You see, it's only in Nigeria I say protest against protest.
I have to take other calls. I'm so sorry, Samuel, because of the time that I have. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. I hear that Mrs. Oboli is trying to reach me, so let's see the female lines and see if we can take Mrs. Oboli. Hello? Mrs. Oboli, is that you? Oh, dear. I hear something is developing in Ojota. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Why are you calling the female line?
Okay.
Yes, please don't call the female line if you're a man. Hello?
Maryann.
Aha, Ms. Oboli. Go ahead.
So, right now, the final address just happened. They sang the national anthem. And they've called it a day for now till tomorrow. There was almost a confrontation between the police and the protesters. But presently, everything has dialed down. Different stations are still conducting their interview. But for now, the DJ, everybody has packed up and everybody is going home to be continuing early 6:37 tomorrow morning.
Okay.
As we speak, some of the pro-protesters even joined the anti-protesters today. And everything has been calm, Maryann. Everything has been calm. No quarrel, no fight, except for the confrontation that nearly happened about 5 to 10 minutes ago.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Oboli. Get home safe. Make sure that you let us know that you are home, because we hear that you can coo if you protest.
No, I know people.
Thank you for calling, Mrs. Oboli. We appreciate it. All right. Well, I will take one last call from Stephen Omotayo in 60 seconds. Hello, Stephen. You have 60 seconds.
Yeah. I will even use 30 seconds, Maryann.
Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from the US.
All right, go ahead.
This is one of our brothers that called from diaspora that was saying, please, I don't want Nigerians to attach any form of ethnic coloration to this thing. The question is that are Nigerians hungry? If it's a no, if it's a yes, if it's a no, then people, you understand. So we should not attach any form of ethnic coloration to this thing. Let Nigerians speak out. I don't know the kind of democracy we are practicing where people cannot speak out. That's my own contribution, Maryann.
All right. Thank you very much, Stephen Omotayo, for calling us from the US. I mean, if you are tired and hungry and you want an end to bad governance, go out and protest. But if you're protesting because you also want the man from the north or the man from the southeast to join in your protest, then maybe you're not hungry. I'm just thinking. But there are also people who are hungry and are saying, but this protest doesn't work because the last time you protested, things were destroyed and we lost so much money. They're also not wrong. It's their right. But as for the protest, whether you're protesting for or against the protests, which is ridiculous, please do it in a peaceful manner. And don't be confrontational. Don't try to tell the other man why yours is more important than his. Do yours. Let the man that you're protesting to or for or against get the message loud and clear. But don't fight yourselves, because that's not the solution to the problem. I'm going to read a few more messages and then we'll go on a break. On the 4 o'clock hour, my guest is joining me on Global Review from the United Kingdom. We're going to be talking about the protests that were supposed to happen in Uganda. A few of them happened in a few pockets. And we're going to connect that to what's happening in Nigeria and Kenya. Might we be borrowing a lift from Kenya? Or do we not even have what it takes to be a Kenya? We'll be talking about that on the 4 o'clock hour. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Yvonne Haifo is here with the news at the top of the hour. I'm out of time.
There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.